Hopefully it'll be in time.
Oh god. Ramp.
Alright, I'm pretty much 100% safe now.
So, man, that was a nerve-wracking moment for me. I've lost many a game in that situation. Not because I lose directly there, but because I just take too much damage.
Well, this really hurts him too. Like losing these sentries means he has no power in the mid game
Yeah.
for quite a while because it's Protoss can't really do anything against roaches without force fields. So I think this is not a good move for Protoss to do, to be honest.
So double Evo off of 2 base. This is extremely different from anything I've ever seen. Can you explain that logic a little bit? How can you afford that with only 4 gas?
Well, I'm gonna be making drones for a little bit, just cause. It'd be really nice if he stopped chasing me. I don't know why he's chasing me. Yeah, so I was making drones for a little bit, so I had a little gas surplus. I think upgrades are really important mid-game. ZvP.
This is
So
way faster than I've ever gotten my ZvP upgrades. And also, you've somehow managed to get a macro hatchery and a 3rd down. Aren't you terrified of the 6 gate right now?
Well, I know he's lost a lot of sentries, so as long as I can get like, I don't know, 15 roaches up, I'm not too worried about anything right now.
And you've opted not to get Burrow. What's your reasoning there?
Just because of the timing of his push, it was so fast. Normally I would get Burrow for a push that's going to be a little bit later, but I don't think he's going to be moving out now before he gets a robo and observer, so I don't think Burrow is that useful in that case.
And so from this point forward, are you just going to be making pure roachling outside of these drones that you're adding for your 3rd?
Well, I'm scouting his main right now and I see some immortals, so I'm probably going to add some hydras later on.
So you got that overlord speed. I didn't even notice that go down.
I don't see a robotics base, so
And Zerglings really change things, don't they?
yeah, they really help. Alright. I think +1/+1 really helps in that situation too.
I really thought you were going to lose that third there, but it just looked like he had a bigger army, and then come some lings, and roaches plow right through everything. That's awesome. So Hydra Den's down. Do you have a rule or a thought process that dictates how many hydras you make?
Not really. I just keep making Hydras, and when I know he's going Colossus, I stop. And I'm gonna try to have my Spire up in time for the Colossus switch.
Spire just going down as you're taking your 5th and 6th gas. And how are you feeling about your saturation in your economy right now?
I think this is pretty good. Just about 16 drones on minerals on every base, which is good going into the mid game. Now he has taken a third, so I just want to kill this, because I don't think he has enough units to defend me.
Waiting for those hydras to catch up, I guess.
Yeah.
The ling reinforcements. God, that's a lot of hydras. And GG. So we didn't even really get to get into the later stages of the late game, but your Spire was finishing up, your 2-2 was finishing up. That's a super fast 2-2. And
Yeah, if I don't kill his expansion there and he gets like 2 or 3 Colossus, you gotta start adding like Corruptors, maybe 8 of them or something like that, because Colossus own up Hydra Roach pretty quick, so you really gotta make those Corruptors to kill them. But I think the timing worked out pretty good, because when his first Colossus came to his army, my Spire pretty much finished, so that's just about how I want it to be.
And you're not looking for indicators. Like, I've always played with cues, timing cues throughout the course of the game. I always say to myself, okay, when I have 4 gas, I can start to make hydras, because then I can afford hydras. When I have 6 gas, I can start to get upgrades, because I can afford those upgrades. Your approach isn't like that though at all, is it?
No, I just really the upgrades to me are something that I've discovered in the last week or so, because I was losing a lot to like mass blink balls, Protoss that are getting quick +3. So I've been trying to go really fast double evo and get 2-2 like as soon as I possibly can, because it seems to help so much in just dealing with Protoss ground units. So I just basically see what happens, see what Protoss is doing to me. If something happens like last game where he's gonna attack me early, it's kind of dangerous, but I mean he ends up losing his army and a lot of sentries, so I feel like it gives me some room to stop units, and then I'll just squeeze out the double evo.
Cool.
So I just make decisions based off the Protoss player, but you can also do it another way. I mean, you can play the game and just decide like, okay, I'm gonna fast expand, I'm gonna get early 8 roaches, just to be safe, and then get drones after that, and then get a third at a set time, get evo chambers at a set time. Like, you can play that way too. It might be a little more simple to do for a beginning player, but yeah, I just like playing very reactive. I could play a set build though if you wanted me to. Can you give me 2 minutes before the next game?
Yeah, absolutely. Just take your time. Let me know when you're back.
Just gonna get a drink. I'll be right back.
Alright, so Rhett's macro is pretty good. As soon as he gets back, we're going to jump in and I'm going to play a game, and you guys are going to see what bad macro looks like. I guess I can use this little bit of downtime to ask you guys to please go bump our Rhett thread, which can be found right here. So go take a look at that and give us a bump. Keep people filing in here. Only got about 700 people on the stream right now, which is far fewer than a player of Rhett's caliber deserves. I would love to demonstrate Rainbow Queen for Rhett. However, I worry that if I were to try to do so, he might lose all respect for me and my ability as a player. I'll explain Rainbow Queen for you guys since we've got some downtime. I was coaching a guy yesterday in ZvT, and he had his overlords well positioned around the map. He was dropping creep to defend or to deny expansions. And over the Terran's 4th, just as Terran killed the overlord dropping creep there, one of his queens randomly shows up and puts a creep tumor on the little tiny square of creep left, and continues to block the expo that way. And so that was Rainbow Queen. Just randomly walks across the map, slow queen crawl, all the way to cross position Metalopolis, and shuts down the 4th expansion. It was pretty awesome.
Alright, sorry about that.
Welcome back, sir. Alright, so I guess for this
you.
next one, you demonstrated that pretty well, so I'm going to jump in and play this one, and you can just kind of yell at me and tell me how bad I am. That work for you?
Okay, that works.
Alright, let me just get on the right screen here. I don't think I've taken a game off of Alij in months. Last time I beat him was probably in freaking September.
Yeah, he seems like a pretty good player.
I played him on Steps the other day, and it turned into like a 30-minute macro game.
Well, that's an achievement in itself. I mean,
well,
Steps is a very, very hard map.
I was you know, hanging in there. I was doing well. I had brood lords and stuff, and then I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna tech switch to ultras. I'm gonna crush him with a bunch of ultras. So I go.
And then he had immortals, or
no, I go and we engage in the middle of the map, and you know, I kill off half his army, and then I go to remax, and because it's fucking Steps, he kills my natural and my 3rd before the ultras even hatched.
yeah, that's the problem with ultras. I mean, they just take forever to make.
I was not happy with that decision.
No, it sucks losing a game like that. Like, you're maxed, so you can't make any units, and then you fight and you can make units, but ultras just take so long.
Yeah. I find that actually that's probably one of my biggest struggles as a player is just mid-game and late-game decision-making in general. So I always seem to make the wrong choice, you know, engage at the wrong time, in the wrong place, make the wrong unit, and it always really bites me in the ass. And I don't know how you fix that. You know, how do you practice being smarter?
Yeah, I think, you know, late game in a situation where you're even, it's very delicate, like what you do with your units and where you choose to fight, and you know, you got to think about a lot of stuff beforehand. Like, you might be maxed, so you feel like you're doing well, but then you also got to think about like what happens after we fight. You know, which units do I need next? Like you can max out on roaches very easily in ZvP.
Mhm.